Hey, what's happening guys? It's Bharat Nagpal for iGandit and Samsung is gonna make the Galaxy Note 3 available today. So this is our quick unboxing of the device. Now in India, the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 is available unlocked with the Exynos 5 chipset for a price of 49,990 rupees. So let's quickly go ahead and unbox the device and see what's all inside the box. So the first thing we get is the Galaxy Note 3. I'm going to put that to the side for the time being. I'm going to take a look at the rest of the box contents. And the first thing you see after the Note 3 is the quick start guide. You have the new style USB 3 cable, which is completely different from the mini or the micro USB cables that we've seen in the past. You also have the standard Samsung earphones with volume control and a push button along with microphone, additional ear tips, the main USB wall charger, and that's about it for the box of the Galaxy Note 3. So now it's time to take a look at the device itself. So this is the new Galaxy Note 3, guys. I'm going to get rid of this plastic packaging over from the front. And this is what the display or the size of the device looks like. Not too big compared to the Galaxy Note 2, almost the same size. But over at the front, you have a completely different design. And at the back as well, you have this new leather style texture that appears to look really nice, but it's still completely plastic. It's just a faux leather sort of design along with the stitch along the edges. Looks nice, gives it a premium look. You also have a new style S Pen that sort of looks a lot better than the previous one. And the silver logo is pretty good as well. So let's talk about the device now. Over at the front, we have a 2.1 megapixel camera, a couple of sensors, the earpiece, and the Samsung logo. Below that, we have a 5.7-inch Full HD Super AMOLED display. Now, this is a pentile sort of display, so it is the traditional Samsung display. Over at the bottom, you have the pen slot, the main speaker, the USB 3 port, and the main microphone for voice calls in the standard Samsung position at the bottom. Over at the top, you have a 3.5mm headphone jack, the secondary noise cancellation microphone, and the infrared blaster. Over at the left, you have the volume control button, and that's about it. That is the standard Samsung layout. At the back, we have a new 13 megapixel camera that does do full HD video. This one does not do 4K since this device is an Exynos based device. Now, if we talk about the internals of the device, we have a Samsung Exynos 5 chipset, which is a 1.9 plus 1.3 gigahertz quad-core chipset, and we have 32 gigabytes of storage, 3 gigabyte of RAM. Samsung is gonna not launch the Snapdragon version in India. On the inside of the device, you have a 3200 milliamp hour battery, slightly more than last year, but that's not a big jump in terms of battery life, or that's what we expect the device to have. The back cover snaps back on in the standard Samsung position, and let's quickly go ahead and power on the device and see what the overall interface looks like and how the pen performs. So this is sort of the main lock screen of the device. You have this new unlock animation that you can see over here. You can also pull down from the top and get your widgets in place. So if you swipe left or right, you can get your widgets. But you have to set those up from the main settings panel before you can switch around from widgets. You can also pull down your notification panel quickly. And if you want to unlock the device, simply go ahead and pull from the lock button. Pull down from the top, you have your notifications. You can see my apps are being updated in the background. We have quick toggles for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, etc. And you also have a quick slider for the brightness control. You can see we have a very TouchWiz sort of design because this is the new style TouchWiz. You can pinch out to look at all your dashboards and quickly go into the application list to see all your apps. You also have a lot of Samsung style widgets along with the traditional Google widgets that you get with Android. Now the good thing is that Samsung has sort of organized the applications into folders. So you get just the scrap note outside, but you can just jump into the Samsung folder and you get all your Samsung related applications on the inside. So you have Action Memo, S Health, the new Knox feature, as well as S Translator, S Voice, everything inside the Samsung folder. You also have a Galaxy Plus folder, so free applications which are bundled with the Galaxy devices are also shown off there, and a Google folder for Google applications that are preloaded onto the device. Now we have installed a couple of games which we'll be reviewing in our upcoming video, but right now we're just taking an initial look at the device. Pulling down once with one finger will give you the notification panel, and pull down with two fingers you can go into quick toggles. If I jump into settings, you can see you have the Samsung style settings panel, and we have Android 4.3 out of the box. One of the first devices to get Android 4.3 out of the box. One of the latest versions of Jelly Bean available in the market today. Although Google has announced Android 4.4, Samsung should be able to give it by the end of the year. Now, if you look at the dialer, we have a standard Samsung dialer, so nothing special over there. And you can also initiate video call or standard call directly from this screen. You can jump into your call logs, your favorites, or your contacts from the main screen as well. Using the S Pen, you still get tooltips, which is really nice. If I go into messaging and start composing a new message, you can see you have a new style of keyboard. It's really nicely laid out, and you get your number keys row at the top. You can also switch from portrait into landscape, and the size of the keyboard is not too big, and the screen is good enough to hold with both hands and type with your thumbs. It's not difficult to reach the center letters. You also have a handwriting mode, which is fairly nice, and it really recognizes all sorts of handwriting, especially considering that I have really bad handwriting. You can quickly type through, and the new layout or the new input method has been improved quite a lot. So you can continue writing and the words keep shifting towards the left, which is a really fantastic new innovative handwriting to text mode that Samsung has included onto the device. It's really convenient. It continues on with your message, and you don't have to pull back out or hold till the screen clears out before you can start scribbling in on the screen again, which is really nice. I'm really impressed with this new handwriting to text sort of software that Samsung has included on the Galaxy Note 3. You also get your set of emoticons, your other sort of input methods. You can also jump into voice input or go into the settings and customize the keyboard according to your layout. You can also get continuous input or cursor control if you want that on your keyboard. So standard Samsung stuff, nothing special over there, but you get a lot of options, and you get all sorts of options available on Samsung devices. Now, let me quickly jump into the browser. I will show you what that looks like. Our initial impressions with the browser were not that great. We are not too happy with the overall performance of the browser. It sort of lags a little bit, and that is sort of what we saw even with this unit. Again, this is not a final retail unit, although this is a retail unboxing. The unit is still a sample, and you can see that sort of laggy and choppy in terms of the screen when you're loading up web pages. Even when the web page is done loading, it's sort of slow. It took a long time, and it sort of stops in the middle over there when you're pinching out. Not too impressed with Samsung's ability to render out the browsers. You can download several browsers. Google Chrome now works really well on Android. So you can download lots of browsers, but Samsung's own browser that comes on the device is not that great, and we're not too happy with that for the time being. You also get a lot of settings for the browser that you can customize according to your requirements. Switch from portrait into landscape, and you have a seamless sort of switch. You see that the text re-renders itself. Pinching in, pinching out remains sort of jittery and laggy, as you can see over there, but overall experience is not too bad. The new S Pen has also sort of been redesigned. It's slightly slimmer, easier to hold, and has a new steel top, which looks nice and gives it an overall premium look versus the previous generation of S Pen. So now let's take a look at the S Pen. Now, anywhere on the screen that you are, you can use the S Pen to scroll through, browse across, etc. And just hovering the pen over the screen and pressing the button on the pen enables the action command menu, which really lets you do a bunch of things with your device, completely different from the previous generation of Samsung Galaxy Note devices. It really lets you do 5 things with the device, and that is what Samsung has been selling. And you can open this window almost anywhere on top of any application, anywhere while playing a game even. And it really lets you do multitasking with your device. In case you're in the middle of a game and you need to note down an email address, you can do that from this quick action note. And with this, you can also directly send this information across to your contacts or send an email directly from here, which is really, really fantastic. In a similar case scenario, if you're noting down a number, you can just note down the number or scribble down the number on the action memo. Simply press the action command, and then you can save the number, dial the number, etc. So a lot of features, a really new concept from Samsung. Really impressed by this new feature. It's really useful and can come in really useful for people who use the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 and the new S Pen a lot. Now you also have lots of new features, including the scrapbooker. So if you go into the scrapbooker, if you're browsing a website, you can quickly take a preview of the website and save that in your scrapbook. You can create new scrapbooks or use one of the preset categories. So it's a really nice feature of saving your content, organizing your content. If you like saving and viewing web pages or articles later on, you can do that with the scrapbook. You can select your different sort of layout. You can give it a new category. You can do lots of things with the new scrapbooker application, and we're going to be testing it out in depth in our review process, and we're going to tell you if it's really useful and if it really comes in handy. Now the other feature you have is Screen Write. It quickly takes a screenshot and lets you scribble on top of the screen anywhere. So it's sort of like what Samsung had with the Galaxy Note 2, but they've just brought it into the action command menu on the Galaxy Note 3. Another new thing is S Finder. It lets you find your scribbles, your notes, or even your scrapbook entries from the past. So that is really fantastic. You have some images related to, say, swimming. You can just go into S Finder and find those images. So really convenient method, and we're going to be showing you that again when we review the device, so that we have some content on there to search, etc. Now the last thing is the S window, or this new pen window, where you can just draw a size of the box and open an application within that box, within any application again. So this is really fantastic. So if you're on a website and you need to calculate something, you can just quickly open a calculator and calculate something directly while you're browsing a website. Now there's something called My Magazine. If you hold down on the home button, or if you tap on the home button once you're in the home screen, it'll come into My Magazine. Now this is essentially Flipboard, but it's a new style of Flipboard designed specifically for the Galaxy Note 3. So again, we'll be showing you this later on when we've synchronized our accounts, etc. But a lot of new features on the Galaxy Note 3. You can also hold down on the home button, pull down your task manager, so you can slide your applications across to kill them, or you can press the kill all button to kill all background applications. You can also go into the task manager and end running applications in the background. You can clear out some RAM. You can see we have 2.66 gigabyte out of the 3 gigabyte available, and you can also clear out some default applications if you want to do that. Now, if you hold down on the back button, nothing happens. But if you hold down on the menu button, you can pull down S Finder quickly. So that's a quick shortcut to go into S Finder, which is really nice. You can also pull down from the bottom to go into My Magazine, which is again a quick shortcut to Flipboard. You also have Google Now. Of course, you need to set it up with your account. And once you do that, you get Google Now out of the box, which is really fantastic. The device also comes with S Voice, which seems to work really well. You have to double tap on the home button to open up S Voice. Set it up with your voice, give it some commands, quick commands as well. And then you can ask it things. We saw that the voice control on S Voice this time around is pretty nice, and it does recognize the Indian accent as well. So we're really happy, and we think that it's going to work across a lot of accents. Siri is still struggling with the Indian accent, but the S Voice application seems to be really catching on with different sorts of accents. And it seems to also be using Google's API for voice. So that may be also one of the reasons that the device really works well with S Voice. So there you go, guys. This was a quick unboxing and look at the new Samsung Galaxy Note 3. We'll be back with gaming benchmarks and the rest of the Jing Bang really soon, so stay tuned for that. We're also going to be checking out the new Samsung Galaxy Gear as well, so stay tuned for that. Till I see you next time, guys, this has been Bharat Nagpal. Check out details on iGyan.in. Catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/iGyan, youtube.com/iGyanTV.